Hello everybody, Sergeant Soldier here and we're back with How to Rust, and today we are revisiting Sergeant Soldier's double stacked walls with the circle tower, and this design actually comes from RincX BF, RincX BF, and I'm really sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm no good at pronouncing names. And this design actually fixes the issue that we have with the gaps. So I was very excited to actually get this and build it and be like, wow, holy cow, this is better than mine. And as I've said numerous times, you guys are much better builders, so I really shouldn't be surprised. So the way this starts off, we have a double layered or double foundation circle tower, and on each of the squares and each of the triangles, you build out 3 half moons all the way out to the end of the water, and then you build back with squares. And then what you're going to get is this, right? It's going to look like that. This is our original triangle. It's the same as this one here. And then this is what happens when you build back with squares. Now you're going to have to remove this one here in order to make it look like that. Sometimes it'll place very easy like this, other times it won't. So in order to get it to place correctly, see how this one it's red? You have to go back and you have to remove the triangles on the sides. See? Remove the triangle and then just replace it like that, right? Looks pretty good, right? Yeah, I like it. Now, with the squares, when you do this, you gotta place a triangle outside here, remove the square that you bumped out, and then place it back in its original position. And then at that point, you could upgrade all these. So, remove that, put a triangle out here, remove, square, upgrade. Yeah, there we go. Now from here, what you want to do is you want to place triangles that go all the way around, except you want to build the triangles off of the squares, which is giving me a hard time. Come on. Like that. And when you upgrade it, you see we get a gap between the triangles here, but it is so small that you're really not going to be able to recognize it as a gap from the outside. So if you were to do this off of the triangle, the gap is actually more pronounced against the square, so you don't want to do it this way because you don't want to give them any indication that this could potentially be a gap here. So if you do it correctly, eventually at some point you'll get to this. Now I have some in stone. The stone looks a little bit wider, and then some in sheet metal. And in certain parts the sheet metal looks really good. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to throw some walls up, and I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like in the end. Okay, all of our walls are up, and now we're just going to run along the outside here. This is the separation between the triangles. As you can see, it looks pretty good. You can't really tell there's a gap there. The triangle foundations here all mold together very, very well. You can't see there's a gap. It looks a little weird, but for the most part, not a lot of people are going to realize that this is where a couple triangle foundations have a gap between them. So running over here to the stone, we see pretty much the same exact thing. There are a few spots where you could tell that it does dip in a little bit, like right there. But for the most part, the gaps aren't visible at all. And if we fly up here and look down, it's definitely too tight for a rocket to get through there. So that's what we're going to test right now. We're going to test these triangle gaps with our rocket launcher, and we're going to see exactly what happens. So, like most raiders, you're going to try to aim at the center of the two walls to try to damage both walls at the same time. Should probably upgrade this so I have something to stand on. Okay, we're gonna pretend that never happened. Now that I have God mode turned back on. Rocket 2, Rocket 3, and Rocket 4. What do we have going on here? So we took out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walls with 4 rockets. Didn't damage his inside walls. So, okay. Not too bad. 4 rockets. 5 rockets. 6 rockets. 7 rockets. So it'll take us 8 rockets just to get through this layer of honeycombing right here. Not too bad. And then whatever you have on the inside here. So this will probably be honeycombing as well, which will be an additional 8 rockets to penetrate through all this. So all in all, you're looking at 16 rockets just to get through this double layer of honeycombing right here, here, and eventually here, and then into the inside of your base. So 16 isn't too bad. And then it's going to be the same for the stone, the same exact thing. So I'm not really going to bother to shoot at it, because we know that these little spots of overlapping rock are basically just there graphically. They're not going to do anything in terms of deflecting rocket damage. So I think this design's a lot better. I really do think it is. A lot of people might not realize that it's double layered when they look at this, and they just look at it and say, oh, it's a large circle tower. Okay, yeah, we can hit this pretty easily. They're expecting 2 layers of honeycombing, but in all reality, it's more. So that's it for this video. I want to thank RincX BF, RincX BF. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. I want to thank you for the design. It is a lot better than my design. However, I still think it has a lot of the same flaws, such as being able to hit multiple walls with one rocket. I don't think that's anything that we're going to be able to fix simply because of the gaps. I mean, even though the gaps are small, they're still able to be detected by the rocket, because rockets damage basically what it's facing. And if you aim at the corner of these 2 walls right here, this one there and this one here, you're actually able to hit this whole foundations area or the walls. So, pros and cons. I'll let you guys decide if this is something that's actually usable. Sergeant Solge, How to Rust, and we'll see you in the next How to Rust video. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching How to Rust, a series for new players to the game of Rust. If you have any ideas for future episodes that could be useful to new players, please feel free to leave a comment in the comments section of this video.